Okay, here we go. Here's the notes. Okay, so if you read this, you have a function. They give you one of its factors. They give you one, x minus 2 is a factor, right? You guys understand that? And it's asking you to find all the zeros. It's asking you to find all the zeros. Okay, well, let me turn to the back of the page and just remind you about zeros, yeah? If I have a function that looks like this, I can't give you the zeros. I can't give you the zeros if I have a function like this in this expanded form. I'm like, I don't know what the zeros are. But do you agree that if I give you a function in this form, do you agree that if I give you a function in factored form, you can give me the answers for all the zeros? You're going to be like, well, yeah, that's easy. If you can have your function look like this, you can easily identify the zeros, right? What are the zeros here? What are the zeros here? Well, the zero is going to be, that's a negative 4, is it going to be a 4? And negative 3, right? The 4 is because of the opposite of this, right? So if I can get my function in factored form, I can easily give you the zeros. You guys agree with that? Yes, yes. Okay, so let's do it. You already know how to do it. We got all the tools necessary. We learned all the math necessary for this. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the deal? I can see that this is x to the power of 3, yes? What does that tell you? What does that tell you that this is to the power of 3? That means that this function has how many factors, guys? How many of these parentheses are we going to have? 3, right? Because there's to the power of 3. And did they not just already give you one of them? Yes, they're giving you one of them. One of them is what? X minus 2. Now, how do you find the other factors? Well, remember what we learned with numbers? Let's take it back to numbers. What if I tell you, let me go again back over here to the back side of the page. What if I tell you that there's two numbers that multiply to 1073? If I just tell you, hey, there's two numbers that multiply to 1073. Well, you're going to be like, well, I don't know what it is. What the heck? I don't know what is it. 15 times 38. Like, I don't know. You can be here all day guessing, trying numbers. I'm like, I don't know. But just like this problem, they give you the function and they give you one of the factors. Didn't they give you one of the factors? Right? If I give you a number and I just don't give you any, if I don't give you any numbers, you can be here guessing all day and you'll probably never figure out what two numbers multiply to this. But what if I do tell you one of the factors? What if I do tell you that 1073, I forgot what it was. Let me see. 1073, one of the factors is 29. Would you then be able to give me the other one? Oh, now you're going to be like, oh yeah, if you give me one of them, if you give me a factor, what should you be able to do and what do you understand? That you divide, right? If I divide this factor into this, I can find the other factor, right, that multiplies like that. So, right, you're going to do 1073 divided by 29, but you're not going to do the long division. You're going to do it with your calculator. 1073 divided by 29, and you're going to get 37, right? You guys did it on your calculator? $1073 divided by 29. Boom. What does that mean? What does 1073 divided by 29 mean? That means that 29 times what? 37 is 1073. Isn't that right? Yes. So that's it. That's the same concept. That if I know one of the factors, it divides in, and it'll break it down, and it'll help me find the other one. So guess what we're going to do here, everybody? We're going to divide the polynomial by x minus 2. So we're going to divide. What kind of division do you think we're going to do to figure this out? How about synthetic, yeah? How about synthetic? We only got to do it once. If we're going to do synthetic division and that says x minus 2, isn't 2 go into that little box like that? Yeah. And what are the coefficients here in this function that they give us? 1 for the x cubed, negative 10 for the x squared, 7 for the x, and 18 for the number. Make sure there's no missing terms. Go ahead. You better know that you have to get a remainder 0 or else something's not right because it's a factor. It's a factor. I can divide into it. It should give me remainder 0. Okay. So that's going to be, drop this, that's a 1, that's 2, that's negative 8, that's negative 16, that's negative 9? Oh, of course it is negative 9. And then negative 18 and 0. Yes, I did it right. I better get remainder 0, right? Because it's a factor. Does that make sense? We've been doing this? Yeah, we've been doing this. So I divided x minus 2 into this polynomial, and I got this. Can you understand what this means? Can somebody tell me what this means? What is this? What do these numbers mean? Well, remember, if this was x to the power of 3, what is this? Isn't this x squared and then minus x? Oh, what a minus 8x and then minus 9? Yeah. And then you take this and you ask yourself, can you factor this? And does this have, is this going to give me the other two parentheses? Can I factor then this to find the other two factors? And Stephen did it, right, Stephen? Stephen figured this out. And what'd you get, Stephen? X and what'd you get? Minus 9 and positive 1, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We've been working on that too. None of this is new. Does everybody understand we just found all three factors? What did we just find out? We just found out that this polynomial can be written as what? The product of what three factors? Well, that's going to be f of x is equal to, remember we had the x minus 2 already? That was the first one that was given. We had the x minus 2. And what are the other two? These here, the ones we just found right now, no? Isn't it x minus 9 and x plus 1? You guys agree with that? Yeah. Good. Now answer the question. That's not the answer. You need that. You need that. I need to have that. Yes. I'm not saying you don't need to do all this. I'm saying that's not the answer. What's the answer? Well, the question is to find all the what? All the zeros. Remember that? To find all the zeros? If this is the polynomial function in factored form, what are the zeros? What are the zeros? Well, for negative 2, it's going to be what? A positive 2? Bless you. For negative 9, for this x minus 9, it's going to be what? Positive 9? And for the x plus 1 is going to be what? Negative 1. What math is new? Nothing. We've been doing all of this in one form, in one exercise or another, but now see it's all coming together where everything's connecting. This is the answers for the zeros. These are the numbers that you would input there on Delta Math for this assignment. But you have to do this and have this first. Now I'm telling you right now, the test is not going to be on Delta Math. I'm going to check all this work. I'm going to see that you get the factored form, and then from there you get the zeros. All right? So, I mean, Delta Math is there for you to just verify and check and enter your answers, and then it has the little show solution or help video, but you should be able to do it without it. Okay, let's do the second one. Go ahead and do the second one. Are we good? Everybody got it now? You see what's going on? So what do I know about this one? I know that this function has what? How many factors? At most, how many? 3. So that means I understand it's to the power of 3, so it's probably going to have at most 3. Yeah, because it's to the power of 3. And are they giving us one of them? Yeah, what does it say right there? X minus 2 is a factor. X minus 2 is a factor. X minus 2 divides into this. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to divide into this now. And the 0 for the x minus 2 is a positive 2. And we're going to divide into this polynomial to break it down from an x cubed to an x squared. Once we got it to x squared, we can factor it out for today's assignment. Okay, so that's going to be 1 x cubed, negative 4 for the x squared, negative 11 for the x, and 30. And I know that when I do this, one way for you to check that you're doing it right, I know that when I do this, I better get remainder 0, right? Because it's a factor. If you don't get remainder 0 here, something's not right. Okay. So let me do this quick. So that's drop down this 1, and then that's 2, and then that's negative 2, and then that's negative 4, and then that's negative 15, and then that's negative 30. Oh, yeah. I got it right. See, I got remainder 0. That's a little checkpoint telling you you're good. But see, here's where you get the rest of the other two. Because now this one is what? This one is x squared and x and then the number. So let me bring it over here. Isn't that x squared minus 2x minus 15? Yeah, from here you're going to be able to factor it. This for today's assignment will be factorable, and you'll find the other two factors, yeah? And what's that going to be? Xx. What numbers multiply to a negative 15 and add to a negative 2? How about negative 5 and positive 3? You guys see it? We got it? Okay. And what the heck do we do with this? What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? Well, these are the other two missing factors right here, no? So I understand that this polynomial in factored form would be f of x is equal to the x minus 2 that they initially gave us to, and then we just found x minus 5, and then we just found x plus 3, yeah? We found all its factors. This is not the answer, but you need to have this to find what? The zeros, right? After that, it's so easy to identify the zeros. If I have this in factored form, I can get the zeros easily. Bless you. X minus 2 is going to be 0, 2. The opposite, right? Positive 2. Then positive 5, and then negative 3. This is the answer. That's the zeros. That's what it's asking for. On the final, I'm going to ask for both. I'm checking everything. We got it? Easy, right? Nothing new. We're just applying what we've been learning. Okay, tell me what's up with number 3 now. Number 3 and 4 are the same, so we'll just probably do number 3. So if you can figure this out, you'll be fine. What's different here? Something's different. This part. What's this, you guys? I did talk about this a couple days ago. I don't know if you remember. What does that mean? You see over here in the first two, they tell you x minus 2 is a factor. Here, they don't say that. They just say, and this. You guys remember what this means? Isn't that your value of x? When I put x negative 4 into this, it gives me a remainder 0. So that means that negative 4 is a 0. Remember that? So if negative 4 is a 0, what's the factor, you guys? Isn't it x plus 4? This is another just fancy way, tricky way for them to tell you the same information. They're telling you that negative 4 is the 0, see, because it equals to 0. But that means the factor is x plus 4. Yeah, remember that? So what do I got from here? I got, well, again, they're all going to be cubed, by the way. So I know that f of x is equal to x plus 4 is one of the factors. This is another way for them to tell you that. So then your job is to find the other two, right? After that, it's the same, like those first two, right? After that, it's the same. I'm going to have to divide using the 0, right? Using the 0 here. So the 0 is negative 4. Divided into the polynomial. 1 for x cubed. Negative 3 for x squared. Negative 18 for x. And 40. And I know I'm right because I better get remainder 0. Let's see. That's going to be 1, negative 4, negative 7, positive 28, positive 10, negative 40, 0. I'm good. I'm good. What is this? What is this part left over? This is x squared minus 7x plus 10, yeah? X squared minus 7x plus 10, I can factor that and find the other two. That's an easy one to factor. Everybody can factor out and figure the other two parentheses, the other factors like this. It's going to be x what? Minus 5 and x minus 2. So what is the factored form of this equation? Well, remember, we had the first one up here, and I just found the other two. The factored form is f of x is equal to x plus 4. That's the first one they gave us indirectly. They gave us that indirectly. X plus 4. And I just found these other two. X minus 5, x minus 2. That's nice. But on delta math, you have to enter the zeros, because that's what they're asking you for, I believe, only. Right? It's saying, what are the zeros? Find all the zeros. Well, what are going to be your zeros here? I think it's pretty easy, yeah? Negative 4, positive 5, positive 2. We got it? All right. Okay, the assignment's there. The instructions are on Schoology, and the assignment's in Delta Math. Easy, easy, easy.